Good morning, everyone. My name is Paul Washington. I'm the Executive Director of the Denver Office of Economic Development. We're here for a very exciting event. Today marks the official launch of the new Workforce Services Delivery Model. And I want to give a special congratulations to Denise Bryant, as well as her right-hand woman, Anita Davis, for all of their hard work and leadership. So congratulations for this enormous transition. We are, of course, the Office of Economic Development's Workforce Division is in partnership with a number of agencies, including ResCare, Dynamic Workforce Solutions, DPS, Urban Peak, Servicios de la Raza, the Denver Housing Authority, Goodwill, Work Options for Women, the Spring Institute for Intercultural Learning, excuse me. So these are some 11 partners selected out of almost 30 applicants, and we are very excited to partner with them on this new workforce delivery model. We launched this new delivery model for several reasons. I don't want to go through all of them, but I do want to focus on what I consider the top three. First, we are expecting much greater outcomes through national best practices with our partners. There is a renewed and focus on customer service, and this allows the Office of Economic Development to focus on what it does best. That's understanding policy, making sure that that policy is implemented flawlessly, and then measuring the results. OED's policy specifically is threefold with respect to workforce delivery. First, we have a vision to make Denver's workforce the most talented and productive in the nation. Secondly, we want to address economic mobility by focusing on how to get the hardest to employ employed. This includes disconnected youth, those with low job skills, and the formerly incarcerated. We also want to make sure that our veterans are getting employed and that we also focus on the long-term unemployed. We have an integrated approach to preparing workers for middle skill, entry-level employment in key growth sectors. Those include construction, healthcare, information technology, and manufacturing. We'll do this through a disciplined, information-led approach that involves understanding where job growth is occurring but is yet unmet. We want to do a thorough assessment of the job skills and employment desires of residents in targeted neighborhoods. And we want to allocate workforce resources appropriately and then, of course, measure those results. So I'm very, very excited about this new delivery model. I think it's going to allow us to accomplish not only our policy objectives, but also the results that we are expecting. So with no further ado, I want to introduce you to Mayor Michael B. Hancock, who is absolutely an enormous leader in workforce development and making sure that Denver is firing on all cylinders. So please help me welcome Mayor Michael B. Hancock.
Thank you. I want y'all to notice Paul and I dressed alike this morning. This is the easiest outfit in the world to put together. Blue suit, white shirt, let's go. Listen, I really never liked the model that the city of Denver employed to do workforce development because we weren't really doing workforce development. We were doing resume writing and maybe every once in a while we would get fortunate to place people in jobs. And this is not a reflection on the great employees of the city of Denver. I just simply believe we had the wrong model. We were deploying the wrong model. Some of you might recall, I came from the Urban League. And so when Denise Bryant was the finalist for her job, and she came into my office coming from Chicago, she and I sat and talked. And I said, look, Denise, the Urban League was about not just giving someone a job, it was about helping people develop a career. And we don't have the right model in place to help people develop a career. And she started outlining this model of really creating a workforce program that was done in partnership with the private sector and employers, quite frankly, in the marketplace. And that we were training people for with skills that they could, quite frankly, be gainfully employed for the rest of their lives, that they could market themselves forever. And that was lockstep with the values that I believe we ought to be doing today. We had a very expensive model in the city of Denver, but we weren't as effective as we could be. Today's workforce programming makes a lot of sense. And let me tell you why. Today, the unemployment rate in the city of Denver is less than 4%, somewhere between 3.3 and 3.6%, meaning there are about 12,000 people in the city of Denver who are looking for employment, if they are choosing to look for employment. It also means that there is a group of people in our city who are the most challenging to employ, which means we must approach the employability of these individuals in a much different and innovative way. We must train them in partnership with the jobs and the careers that are emerging in our marketplace today, as opposed to just putting together a resume and hopeful that we would find a match. No, we must partner with corporations and say we must make sure you have the tools in order to compete in today's marketplace. And so we're going to be successful in making sure in the long term, not just with the 12,000 today, but ultimately when things slow down and people are looking for new opportunities, if we're going to be successful in making sure people are gainfully employed in our city, which is very important, because if we don't, we catch it on the back end, then we must prepare people for careers. We must make sure that they have skill sets so they can fish on their own as they go forward. And so I'm excited about what's happening here. I'm excited about the partners that are here. I'm excited that Denise Bryan is in charge because she gets it, and I know she's building a team that gets it as well. Paul Washington gets it. Office of Economic Development gets it. And we want the people who are looking for jobs in our city and county of Denver to get it as well, to get a career so they can be gainfully employed and take care of their families for a lifetime. And so I want to congratulate everyone. I want to make sure that, like Paul, we celebrate all the folks who've helped make this day possible. Certainly to the City Council. I don't see any of the members here, but I want to thank City Council for their partnership because this was a big change. And I warned Denise and Paul, I said, City Council is going to wear you out. Because we had some longtime partners in this community who have been working on workforce stuff for a long time. So we don't like change too much. And unfortunately, people get more wedded to the contracts and the trying to do the mission. I get it. But we had to change if we wanted to be more effective. And so I think we have a better opportunity, and those partners, I think, have realized they can continue to be engaged and continue to be our valuable partners and ultimately be more effective going forward. So I want to thank City Council. I want to thank the Workforce Development Board, who also were courageous in their actions. Of course, to my friend and our Executive Director of Human Services and Deputy Mayor Don Morris for his work. ResCare comes in this community courageous, strong. They have to be courageous. Because this is not easy. You're coming into foreign land. And again, when people are established, you're rocking that. And we warn them as well. But it's at the end of the day, all of our jobs is to stay focused on the people we're here to serve. And if we can do that more effectively, then it's not about politics. It's not about people being happy with us. It's about making sure we are positioned to do the very best for the people who are walking in here in their most difficult, challenging time. And that's what matters, right? And so at the end of the day, I want to thank ResCare and all of the partners who have lined up, who had the courage to say, we'll stick with it, we'll see how this turns out. I think you're going to be successful. And if you're successful, then the city of Denver is going to be successful. And that's all that matters at the end of the day. So with that, let me bring up again the executive director of this great institution that we sit in today and the deputy mayor of this city, Don Morris.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Well, give it up for our mayor again. What wonderful leadership. This is a heavy lift, and what you decided to, in terms of direction and bringing Denise on is huge, and thank you for that. Funny that you started your story about when you were with the city and you saw how this could be done better. When I worked for the Labor Department at the state level, I looked around and I saw that some of those workforce centers were really actually doing really amazing work, and a lot of them were out of Denver. Burlington, Colorado had an amazing one-stop kind of field. So did Mesa County. And I thought back then, how does the system get more integrated? So to be standing here in Denver, being a leader around this, is really kind of giving me goosebumps as a Denver person. We have this incredible One Denver effort going on in our own department, where we're trying to make sure that everybody who comes in here gets what they need in this department. And it's been tremendously successful. And I think coupled with the work that you all are doing, we're looking for really good things. So I also want to welcome ResCare here. I wanted to close my remarks by just saying to the mayor, one thing we are going to also do, and maybe this is my prior auditor hat, is evaluate this program. We have brought on a wonderful contractor to help us do that, to make sure we're meeting numbers. We got a data entity called Mathematica, and if that doesn't make you nervous, I don't know what does. But to have that oversight and that kind of bird dogging to kind of make sure we're making a difference is really important to all of us. And that's what Michael Huff was telling me as we were meeting today. So we're thrilled to have you here. Welcome to Denver Human Services. We're going to do good things together. And without further ado, let me introduce Michael Huff from ResCare. Come on up, my friend. Good luck, Teresa. Yep.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Hancock, for the opportunity to be part of the future of the Denver workforce system. ResCare is proud to be one of the partners in this innovative design, which will ensure a world of opportunities for the residents of Denver and the businesses that we'll build talent for. Our mission is to help people reach their highest level of independence, and we do that through amazing works every day all over the country. We've got 50,000 employees that focus on ensuring that the individuals that we serve reach their highest level of independence. In our Workforce Services Division, we do that through employment, through gainful skills that will help folks build a long-term career pathway. We have over 40 years of experience in doing exactly this work, and we do it in 300 career centers all over the country in 29 states. So for us to have the opportunity to bring that here to Denver, to be a part of that system design that the mayor's spoken about, to be a part of the change that Denise is leading, we are extremely excited and honored to be a component of that opportunity. We have had the opportunity to engage with a number of job seekers over the last 30 days, and one of them that I'd like to introduce you today is a gentleman named Winston Keys. Mr. Keys, I'd like to tell your story for a minute if I could and then bring you up. He was laid off by Everest College in January and has been receiving unemployment insurance, and he began to look for work. He came to the Montbello Career Center at the end of June, and our team understood that Mr. Keys had a transportation challenge that made Montbello Center a little more challenging, so we directed him to the Steel Street Center. At Steel Street, he immediately took advantage of the full range of services that we offer, from ResCare Talent Market, ResCare Academy, Resume Pro. These are services and technologies that are proprietary to ResCare that help job seekers further their education and their skills. After a few days, Winston secured several interviews, not one, not two, but several interview opportunities, and landed the job that he ultimately really desired out of those opportunities. So he set off on interviews and immediately raised his hand and said, "You know what? I need to look better for my interviews. Can you help me?" And so we navigated Mr. Keys over to Denver Works, who immediately joined and assisted in the effort to get him the close that he needed to be successful. So as I said, he landed that opportunity, and he is now employed full-time by National Jewish Health in a customer service role. We're extremely proud of Mr. Keys, and we'd like to bring him up. Please welcome.
Good morning. As he said, I got laid off from my job with Everest College in January of this year. Before, they didn't have a workforce center over there on Steel, and that's like right around the corner from me. I've been hoping that they would eventually one day get one there. And so while, looking for a job on my own, the young lady there told me that they had opened up a workforce center over at Steel Street. So I started walking around there on a daily basis, putting in resumes, posting my resume online. Recently, last week, I had an interview with National Jewish Health. They then called me and told me, "We want to go with you. Please submit 5 references and do an online test." And I did that last week, and so now I'm just waiting for my start date. I'm going to go on and claim it, okay? Okay? And so I would like to say with this workforce center there at the Steel Street, it's really helping in our neighborhood, because I didn't mind going to Montbello because they had closed the one up there on Quebec and the one downtown, so that was the only closest one for me. So it's just nice to have one in my neighborhood. And so I've been telling people in my neighborhood, the ones that are looking for a job, to go on over there and they'll work with you. I want to give a little shout out to Kristen, the lady who helped me. She was great. She worked with me, and like I said, daily. Some people think I work there because I'm there every day. Okay, and so other than that, I'm just nice to be here and thank everyone with ResCare, Mr. Mayor, Don. Thanks.
Great. Well, I think we're going to cut a ribbon.
Are they gonna cut?
Yes, I think.
They said that on Thursday.
2, 3. I should have known. Put your thing in there.
No, yes, they made it. There you go.